profit, muscle.
That homie always been a genius.
Kanye too, by the way. I want to talk to you about that. You're obviously, Kanye West,
right?
What do you think of his? Is he losing his mind on the internet right now? What's going on with him?
Nah, he not losing his mind at all, because if you felt he was losing his mind now, it would have been lost 15 years ago if you felt like that. And right. I've never felt like that. Homie always been a genius. It's just, I believe really just, he going through his thing with his, his family.
I agree 100%. With his kids involved and his family involved, it's like, it is what it is.
That's what I feel that is. Like, he's just going through his thing right now. You know what I'm saying?
I like how when he bought the house across the street, he's like he said in the song, he's like, what's the point of being rich? Like, that's why I'm rich, just so I can do shit like that. Like, I'll buy a house next door, right, so I can see my kids. Like, it's true, though. It's like,
pretty baller, though.
What's the point of being rich for?
Nah, but when he did it, I was just like, she gonna sell hers next week. You know what I'm saying? So,
but he'll keep moving. He'll keep finding it.
He got the paper for it.
He does.
Yeah, he can afford it. He can.
You ever work with him?
Of course.
Yeah.
Dope collabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kanye got shit all on the doors. No Twitter, no Instagram. I'm like, what the is this? Most definitely got me in the room next to Kanye back when his beats was, couldn't have been 5K.
Catch me with my commentary at the end, I'm profit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were young dudes. Yeah. Just trying to get in the room with the artists that had budgets.
Do you ever miss those days?
I love them. I think about them all the time. Yeah, all the time.
The hustle.
All the time.
Like when Kanye told you that your verse wasn't as good as it could be.
It was one of those things that, I don't believe ever happened. I wrote a quick verse, came back, and he was like, yo, man, fucking Rick Ross I know could go deeper. I'm looking at the veins in this nigga. Like, freaked out. He mean this shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
Let me go back and just touch this vibe up again.
Yeah.
And I went back and came back, played it, and he was like, this it. Boom.
Your first record deal was with Jay-Z, and he's such an icon and a legend. What's he like behind the scenes, like working with him? What's that experience?
Jay, man, is just a super real motherfucker. Let's get straight to the point.
Yeah.
Me and Kanye will be by ourselves, so we, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
This one, his jeans still used to be fitting big on him.
That he's still wearing hoodies, polo hoodies,
and we was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I was spitting my raps that no one loved locally or liked locally. Right. He was playing me his beats, and he said, "Man, you should let me executive produce your album." And I looked at him like, "You tripping, man?
I don't even know you."
Yeah, I'm like,
everybody said that.
I'm like, "You tripping?" Because we just meeting, but he playing me all the beats, and I rap for nonstop. And
that's crazy.
We just began bouncing from room to room. This went over maybe a week.
But just for this, okay, this is where I need to nerd out. So for hip hop's collective imagination,
right.
This is 10 years ago. This is before Kanye and Ross or anyone,
right.
And you guys basically ended up kind of just hanging out and becoming friends over the course of a few days. Like when you meet someone, you're like, "Yo, both the same spot.
Life.
You're both
right.
on the grind. That studio life,
right.
and y'all just became buddies."
Right.
Because you'll spend 18 hours with somebody.
He was so young. I'm pretty sure I could have got a beat for 5 G's.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, he was a young dude. He out in Miami. He excited to be in Miami just working.
But I love how Kanye it is that he barely knew you and said, "I need to executive produce your album." Because he always was he knew how good he was.
And that's why I always respected his genius. Because he, when a lot of people didn't see it, there was a lot of places I went and I wanted to get signed. I wanted a deal just to be in the game. Where I would have took 50,000, maybe 25,000, just to be in the game, because it wasn't even about the money. I sat with him for 4 or 5 hours, just writing and talking about ideas and this and that, and he said it right then. I want to executive produce your album. So we just started back to talking about our music, and I told him I wanted him to produce. Go ahead, man. I want more beats, man. I want you to do a lot of my album, man. And he was like, okay, we finna link up. We stayed in touch. Whoop, whoop, whoop. A little time went by. The week before he got in his accident, we made plans for that following week.
Wow.
For him to make beats for me. For us to get together and...
That's crazy. And so then everything just got thrown off after that.
Yeah, he got in the accident. I was like, what the fuck? They told me Kanye, whoop, whoop. I'm like, he good? Like he wired his jaw shut. I was like, damn. It was like he on bed rest. So, you know, I just hit his management at the time. Hey, man, tell him I say, you know, whoop, 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 get better, whoop, whoop, whoop. And, you know, from then on, we never even.
And then didn't speak to him after that?
Yeah, that's my homie.
No, but I'm saying like.
Nah, not about.
Not for.
Nah, it had been.
For a while.
I went on my grind.
Right.
I heard the beat. I wrote a verse to it right then.
Oh, right away.
I started just.
You wrote that verse right away?
Yeah, right.
That's a monster.
An hour later, no, the verse you heard ain't the verse that what it was. I wrote a verse, 2 or 3 verses right then, just to let Kanye hear. And I was like, this is my verse right here. This is the verse I want. He listened to it, walked off, came back an hour later. Rose, I know you. You know, this is like the first time somebody ever told Rose. Right. I know you. You could go harder. Whoa.
Because he a producer.
You know, Rose ain't used to that. How did Rose respond to that? Oh, man, this might be like confusion. He closed the room. I said, this is crazy. And I went back in immediately, right then.
And wrote that verse we heard.
The verse you heard.
He was right. Wow. He was right. That's why Ye is a great producer.
No, without a doubt. He most definitely gonna challenge you.
Watching Kanye interview.
Feel like I wanna cry for every innocent brother charged with a homicide. Went from battle raps, now we wearing MAGA hats. Dade County hustler, mansions up in Tamarack. Yeah.
Yo, game right there. Now, you and Kanye West, you know, you guys have a working relationship to some degree, but
right.
that whole Donald Trump era thing he was going through, it really turned a lot of people off. I also saw Bon Iver talking about how, like, you know, yeah, like, you know, we friends, but, you know, his energy's a little weird, you know, currently. Like, when's the last time y'all, like, spoke?
It's been a minute. It's most definitely been a minute. But, you know, everybody deserves a space.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, everybody deserves their own opinion. And I know how to, like, look at things for business and what's personal. And to me, that most definitely felt like a business play.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I felt it was most definitely going to be business behind that. But, you know, when you cross it over into the culture and the game, you know, just somebody need to pull his coattail, that's it. And Kanye, we met, we actually met in that same studio I mentioned, Studio Center. He actually was making beats for, I don't want to say the name, give me a second. But I just remember the beats was hella cheap. I wish I bought all that shit.
They sounded like
sped up samples and shit.
Hella cheap. That was when, you know what I'm saying, hella cheap, you know what I'm saying?
But it had that same sound, like that Blueprint Jay-Z sound. So you would have had Kanye beats that came out in that era,
and there was so much of it. And I'm pretty sure. Listen,
I got two Kanye beats.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, you would have bodied it.
It was just I would have bought everything, all of his beats. But we was in the studio and I began. He was playing beats. Somebody was buying beats. I came over. I began writing for somebody that was buying beats from him.
So you're writing to Kanye's beats, but not for you.
No, I wasn't writing.
Person.
I was writing for this person that began just getting,
got it.
You know, the beats from Kanye.
Ye helped a lot of people in the industry. If you like Kanye or not, you have to respect him for disclosing the truth of what's going on behind the scenes. He's risking his life and career to disperse the message.
I knew you, and I had a chance to know you. And since I had a chance to know you, I see what kind of good person you were. Boom, that was it.
Roger, tell these motherfuckers subscribe to the Prophet channel.
Oh, they got you.